I remember how proud my dad was when he was inducted into the Mercy University Hall of Fame years ago. He accomplished a lot in his career, but the 8 seasons he spent coaching Mercy baseball may have been the most joyous years of his life. My dad was a gifted baseball player, having played in the College World Series and then in the minor leagues with the Detroit Tigers. I was told that he had great speed and made all the plays in the infield. As I've gotten older, and now with him gone, I've spent more time studying his career in the baseball world, and one key thing jumps out at me, and some of these themes Pat referenced. My dad loved developing talent, myself included, I suppose. At his core, I think he knew he walked away from professional baseball too soon and perhaps didn't reach his full potential as a player. Instead of letting this feeling turn into a bitter ex-ball player like so many others, he channeled that emotion into the next generation of ball players. Not only was my dad a coach, but he was one of the earliest sports psychologists. In fact, he was in uniform with the Cleveland Indians in the late 1980s through the mid-1990s in this role. He was working with generational talents while they were in their early 20s or even late teen years. And remember, the Indians during that period were absolutely stacked. My dad was working with, some of these names I realize are a little dated at this point, but players like Jim Thome, Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, Carlos Baerga, Bartolo Colon, Kenny Lofton, Sandy Alomar Jr., Glenn Allen Hill, hard-hitting Mark Whitten, and many others. Most of them were still in the minor leagues at the time, or they were very new to the majors. He caught them during some of the key formative years and was very proud to be part of their journey. But long before that, my dad was helping those players reach their full potential. He was coaching at Mercy University, back then Mercy College. He was passionate about not only identifying exceptional talent, but also cultivating that talent. Just like the movie Moneyball showed the world decades later, my dad knew that sometimes finding great talent required a bit of creativity, like what Pat referenced. Like any coach or leader, my dad had to make tough decisions at times, but ultimately he tried to bring out the best in each of his players by finding ways to get them to be the best versions of themselves on the field. My dad would tell me stories that he heard of a great baseball player who had foregone college to join the military but was now back in the New York State area. My dad convinced him to become a 26-year-old freshman here at Mercy. My dad told me stories of a mailman who did his postal route in the mornings and then would park his mail truck right over there, show up on this field, switch out of his postal uniform into a Mercy baseball uniform, and absolutely mash baseballs into the stands over there. My dad also would tell me stories that he would call Division I programs and schedule games against them early in the season. At first, the D1 programs would accept the games because they thought they would crush Mercy, an early season warm-up perhaps. After the Mercy team started beating the D1 teams, they wouldn't agree to the games anymore. My dad loved that. He was a bit competitive. Anyway, my dad loved telling me these stories. I wish he were here right now to give this speech because I know there are even better ones. My dad accomplished many things in the baseball world, but this might be the greatest honor he has received. I know he's smiling right now. Before I conclude, I'd like to share that the Wolff family is in discussions with Mercy University about finding additional ways to give back and continuing my father's legacy. We want to continue the tradition that my dad started of developing talent, and we are putting our heads together to find ways to make that happen for future generations of Mercy ball players. Please stay tuned for more updates in the weeks and months to come as we work together. Thank you to everyone who came out today. It means a ton to the Wolff family.